If you are dealing with a disease, or if you know anyone who is dealing with a disease such as autoimmune disease, like with thyroid or cancer, any type of disease, what that means is that your body is not feeling at ease. And disease is your body is trying to catch your attention. I'm actually in the middle of writing a book about my own perspective of disease as a clinical hypnotherapist, what I have witnessed on myself personally, going through multiple health issues throughout my life, and also what I have seen with clients, whether it was cancer, other autoimmune disease such as RA, rheumatoid arthritis, back issues, it could be like a neck. So neck issue is going to be a different layer, different root versus sciatic issues, issues with the liver. And before I continue, I have to make a disclaimer. I want to make a disclaimer that I am not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice, okay? This is just my approach, my understanding from a hypnotherapy point of view, hypnotherapist. So therefore, I acknowledge the two factors of disease, which are number one, the emotional part, which I really, really want to bring more awareness and educate you guys to understand the importance of emotions. And that's why I'm writing the book, to educate you, right? To bring awareness. And at the same time, if you are a parent or planning to be a parent, you want to learn about emotions before you have children, or if you have young children, because you want to deal with your own emotions first so you can prevent health issues for yourself and for your children. Because a lot of diseases, they can be preventable. Okay, and I'm a huge preacher, a huge believer about prevention is always better than cure. It's so much easier so much easier to take these steps to prevent than when you have the disease and now it's going to take way more work, okay, to reverse it. It's anything is possible with faith, okay? So remember, you got to have faith and also knowledge. You have to have the knowledge, understanding what's going on in the body. So this is an introduction, and hopefully you can see here. I mean, my my body and the organs. I hope you can understand. You can see. Let me make it closer. Okay, and a little lower. Okay, so this is an intro to explain. So everything is energy. Okay, so basic physics. Einstein said this. Everything is energy. When you have disease anywhere in the body, that means your body is not at ease and is trying to communicate with you. Okay, meaning, hey, there's a disease, let's do something about it. Now, you've got two factors, like I already mentioned. You've got the emotions, number one, you've got the environmental. So what do I mean by emotions? Okay, so emotions. What happens is when you're a child between 0 to 7, so when you're in your mom's belly, you're learning everything through your subconscious. Okay, so this is another important knowledge piece of the puzzle. Okay, we have all these pieces here that is going to help you understand what's going on when there's disease. So you're a child, you're learning everything to your subconscious. And the other part that's super, super important is that your cells in your body are obeying your brain. Okay, so your cells are always listening. So yes, let's say when you're a child, you're experiencing emotions. And you have two types of emotions. You have negative emotions and positive emotions. Dr. Hawkins, superhuman, super scientist, he designed a consciousness chart to explain these emotions. And I will make a separate video on that. So remember, this is just an introduction, okay? And I know it's a lot of information, but it's just an intro. I will go deeper on everything in the following videos. And of course, all these details are going to be in my book. So let's go back to the emotions. So you're a child and you're experiencing negative emotions, right? So it depends on the emotions. So let's take my own case that I had, I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease, Hashimoto. So that was a disease in my throat, okay? In my throat, in this area, all right? So I had to deal with the two factors. I had to find out the emotions behind my disease in my throat. And then also I had to take care of the environment. But if we stick to the emotions part, when I had hypnotherapy done on myself to find out the root cause of my throat disease of Hashimoto, hypothyroid, okay, that was affecting, it was causing diabetes. I was pre-diabetic, and the immune system, and it was just causing a whole plethora of issues, lots of weight gain, fatigue, all the classic symptoms with thyroid. So when I did hypnotherapy to understand the root cause of my throat behind it, I found out that I wasn't speaking my truth. So I was holding all these negative emotions in my throat area. I was a yes person. Yes, yes, yes. So I was saying, I was passive. I wanted to keep the peace. So I was saying yes to things that I didn't agree with. So I wasn't in integrity, okay? So if I said yes to things that I didn't like, then I was holding these negative emotions around my throat. Or I wasn't speaking up my feelings, how I was truly feeling, again, to keep the peace, thinking that's the right thing. This was a conditioning from my culture. If I'm originally from Malta, so if you look at history of cultures when it comes to women, they are conditioned, certain countries, they are conditioned to that the man is in charge and the women just used to stay at home and in the kitchen and just agree with everything. Okay, so there were these conditions, ancestral trauma held when it comes to expressing feelings. Now, this is found in women, in men as well. Don't get me wrong. Now, with a man's situation, it is different, because a man's situation would be, oh, men don't have emotions, or men should not show emotions, men should not cry, so men are holding everything in, right? So my goal here, one of my major goals, is to break these ancestral conditions, okay, to learn about emotions so we can prevent them for our future children and generations. So let's go back here to the emotions, okay? So we're taking autoimmune disease, Hashimoto, for example, okay? So we have a throat disease. All these negative emotions are trapped here. So my thyroid became heavy and overloaded with negative emotions. That plus the environment was toxic. How? I was eating a lot of sugar. I was addicted to sugar, especially chocolate. Anyone who's in Malta, went to school with me, can tell you how much chocolate I used to eat during break. I was addicted to that. Okay, if you do research, you're gonna see that sugar is more addictive than cocaine, and it's everywhere. So one thing you want to start doing today okay, is be mindful what you're putting in your body. Be mindful when you're buying something from the grocery store, supermarket, look at the label and check the ingredients. You want to eat as close to earth as possible because we're designed to eat according to nature, okay, not packages and processed food. That's making us sick. So, back to the thyroid disease. I was eating a lot of sugar, and there were other environmental factors. So when I was diagnosed and my doctor wanted to put me on medicine for the rest of my life, I refused. I was too young to be dependable on medicine. And I challenged him. So I studied, I did research, and I changed my diet, okay? I changed my environment for my body. I completely cut down, deleted in my diet sugar. I stopped eating gluten, soy, eventually corn, and grains. So I started focusing on low sugar fruits, like grapefruits and berries. And this was at the beginning to stabilize it. Now I do occasionally eat, other fruits because it's stable. I started exercising and, started lifting. And I also, so here's the list of the environment here. So I changed my diet. Okay. So my diet was too acidic. So your body needs to be in an alkaline state. Foods are either acidic or alkaline. If disease grows when the body is acidic, okay? When you have the body in alkaline, then disease does not grow. And also, when you have acidic, that means there's lack of oxygen. So cancer and other diseases does not grow when there's oxygen. And oxygen comes from greens, lemon. Okay, so the more and also when you're exercising, right, oxygen increases in your body. So the more you have that in mind to provide oxygen to your body, the less chances. So you're gonna lower the percentage for disease to grow. And the opposite is if you are smoking. Okay. Woo. So if you are smoking, you are depleting your body from oxygen. So smoking is going to increase your chances for cancer and other diseases because your body is going to be, you're taking the oxygen away. Okay, it's going to become more acidic. An acidic environment is grounding Havana for disease to grow. Okay, so let's go back to here. Hopefully the phone stays. All right, and remember, this is just an intro. I will go into details on a daily basis, and I was also thinking to start hosting a live for you guys, so you can come up with questions about this, because I really, really want to bring awareness, because if you look at the bigger picture on the planet, okay, unless you're living under a rock, you have noticed that people are just becoming sicker and sicker, all right? And there's always a new disease, virus of this, virus of that. You don't have control on these, what's going on the outside, but you do have control of what's going on in your body. Only you are responsible for this, okay? You do not put your health in the government's responsibility, in the doctor's responsibility, in your parents' responsibility, your spouse, or your children. You are in charge of your body. God gave you one body. You've got one body, and when they say your body is your temple, believe it. And you want to treat it as such. You have free will, and you have a choice. Do you want to treat your body as your temple, or do you want to treat your body as a trash can? You decide, okay? But You have a choice for this, but you do not choose. You don't get to choose for the consequence. So if you choose to treat your body as your temple and educate yourself and become mindful, exercise, eating the right foods, mindfulness, meditation, prayers, faith. So taking care of yourself holistically, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, you're gonna be rewarded. You're gonna have a happier life, healthier life, and most likely live longer. It's up to God, not to me. But if you choose to treat your body as a trash can, then you're gonna pay for it. Okay, you're gonna get sick, and then you're gonna suffer, and you're not gonna get to choose the consequence of that. Right? So you decide. Okay. All right. So back to this. So what do we have here? Let's see. So back to the environment. Okay, I was explaining how I changed my environment to help with my thyroid. So I got to the root of my emotions. All right, what was the overload here? And then the environment. I made changes. I made changes in my diet. I cut out acidic food. Well, the goal is to keep in mind is to have 80-20. So 80% alkaline, 20% acidic. So every time you're gonna eat a meal, make sure you have 80% alkaline. For example, if you're gonna have protein like chicken or salmon or eggs, that's acidic. So then you want to include a salad and veggies with that. Don't just eat the chicken. Because if you have 80% of your plate salad or veggies, then you have 20% of the chicken. And that will be your 80-20. So you start being mindful for each meal, then your overall daily intake, it's easier to keep that 80%. Okay, that's what I do. I simplify it in each meal. So like I wake up, I first thing I do is warm water with lemon, organic lemon. Lemon is a really, really good way of increasing your oxygen alkaline in your body. So right away I wake up, I do that. And then I do an apple cider vinegar drink with cayenne pepper to help my metabolism. I go for a walk, I exercise, so I'm increasing my oxygen. Then I do a green juice, more alkaline. Then I'm gonna do either a protein shake, so that's gonna have some acidic in it, or organic egg salad because of the protein for iodine for my thyroid. So I will have a big salad with it to keep the alkaline level higher. Okay. So environment is not just the diet. So that's the diet part. And again, I know this is a lot of information. This is just an intro, right? I don't want to overwhelm you. It's just a basic intro about basics of the disease. So environment, you have the diet, but also you have the products that you put on your body. So if you don't know this, your skin is the largest organ that you have. So if you're eating a healthy diet, if you're eating a healthy, organic stuff, and you're putting chemicals as your lotion, yeah, because your skin is ingesting it. So just because it's not going through your mouth and through your testicles, it's going through your skin, and it's the biggest organ. So be mindful. Okay, go home, go look into your toiletries from head to toes and see what you're using. If you're using chemical stuff, if you're dyeing your hair with chemicals, if you are using shampoo and conditioner with sulfites, phthalates, they're going in your brain. Okay? They're going in your system. Anything that you put, especially women, right? We have so much stuff. Not simple. When I started learning about this stuff many, many years ago, it was overwhelming because because I was switching all these products, and at the time it was a lot of money. It was overwhelming. I was married. My ex was like, "Ooh," but what I've learned is like when I had told him, and he even understood, is like, look, we either invest in our health now, or we're gonna spend the money later in doctors. And I would rather spend the money on food and healthy, good quality products than spend it in hospitals and all that stuff. So anyways, so environment, you have the diet, you have your products that you're putting on. Home, okay, your home. So what are you using for cleaning products? What are you using? Candles? Are you using any of those plug-in things? Those are all really bad for your lungs and your immune system, right? The same things like in your car. Every time I take an Uber and they have that air freshener thing, car freshener, I have to cover my face because it will trigger asthma. They're very toxic. They're not good for you. Very, very toxic. So take a look at your home and start a little bit at a time. I'm the type that's like, I'm all in. I'm super all in, but I understand it can be overwhelming, and you could eliminate one toxic product at a time. Okay, so it depends how you are. So take a look at the cleaning products. What type of cleaning products are you using? Because if you're using high toxic cleaning products, those toxins are coming into your lungs, okay, and you're absorbing them. You don't want to breathe that. So you want to make your home as your sanctuary. Use natural and simplify things. If you can make your own products, okay, like the other day I made my own toothpaste, and I'm in the middle of making my own hair gel with flaxseed. There is a recipe for everything. You can use vinegar, lemon. Just think of the old days, Castile soap to clean. What did the old days used to do? Okay, like go as natural as possible. You also have to be mindful if there's any mold, because that's super, super harmful for your lungs, immune system, and your brain. So just be mindful with your home environment, your office. Where do you spend most of your time? Okay, so that's your home. Products and environment also includes a lot of other factors. Okay, there are a lot of factors you don't have control, just like things that happen, around us, what they're spraying. You don't have control on that. So focus on what you have control, what you're putting on your body and on your home, because you don't want to go crazy, because you gotta stay peaceful. Okay, peaceful mind. This is mindfulness. This is to bring awareness and give you knowledge. So music, okay, music. Everything is energy, frequency. The frequency of music, choose carefully, because music can bring you down, as you're aware, or it can uplift you. So listen to music that uplifts you, so you dance, makes you happy, to increase your frequency. Also be mindful with the people that you surround yourself with. People can be toxic and drag you down, or they can bring you up. What do I mean by that? So you are aware of, like you go into a room and, there are certain people that are constant negative. Okay, everything is energy. So if they have negative energy and they're constantly talking about negativity, you're going to absorb that energy, and it's going to lower your system, and it's going to bring you down. So if there are people who, if you surround yourself with people who are negative and they are going to surround, like shoot, and this is unintentionally, okay? All this negative energy is gonna come at you, all over you. Especially if you're an empath, you're gonna absorb it. All of you, all of your body, skin, your organs. And if you're constantly around these people and constantly absorbing this negative energy, guess what? Take a guess what's gonna happen? Disease, okay? Because all this negative energy, it's going to lower your immune system, and it's gonna be, it's gonna host. It's gonna be become a factor for to become sick. All right. So my advice, I've got lots of advice, but in general, try to spend as much time in nature as possible on a daily basis. Okay, every day. You can see behind me. Let me just put this. Every single day, I'm in nature. Either it depends where I am. Okay, but I take multiple walks in nature, away from my phone. I mean, I do carry the phone, so because of my steps, because I like to count steps. I'm obsessed with that. And I do a lot of grounding. Right? Grounding is you take your shoes off and you walk bare feet, either on sand, soil, cement, ground, or grass. Okay, not at home on tiles on the wooden floors. Wooden floors, it doesn't work. Be outside. So that there's a lot of research. You can Google it. There's documentaries about earthing or grounding. Super, super important. Now, if you are in the cold right now, in the northern hemisphere, where I used to live, so glad I'm not there anymore. Grounding is not easy during winter, and that's why during winter, because you can't ground, and because the sun is not strong enough, diseases increase, and especially seasonal depression. It's gonna go higher. There are grounding products. Okay, there are ways to ground. Besides, there's food. There's grounding food you can do. But there's also grounding sheets and grounding mats. Again, this is just an intro, or else I'll be here talking forever, and it would be information overload. Just an introduction, basic introduction. I'm gonna really start doing this on a daily basis to show you, like, for you to understand the importance of energy. Okay, remember, everything is energy. Everything is energy. And disease. Okay, disease. You've got the two factors: emotions and environmental. All right. The other thing, if you are watching from Malta, okay, I've got lots of friends and family in Malta. If I have enough requests, I can either do lectures in Maltese or I can host a live in Maltese. So if I have enough people inquiring about this, I can start teaching in Maltese as well, since obviously that's my main language. Yeah, so only if I see enough people that have interest, because I guess equally speak Maltese and English, but I tend to teach about this stuff, since in English. So, but yeah, if you're in Malta, Maltese, and you want me to, I don't know, make a video, start making videos in Maltese, or host lives in Maltese because you have questions about health. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a coach. This is my own point of view of what I've went through, how I healed myself, and what I've seen in my clients, okay, from all these years. Anyway, thank you for watching.